Hello and welcome to Managing Conflicts Assertively, a short video course by Breaking Barriers Training. Today we're going to talk about what is assertiveness, a model of assertiveness, and how do you apply assertiveness, and what are the things you need to keep in mind to be assertive in your life. So let us start with the definition of assertiveness. Assertiveness is the ability to honestly express your opinions, feelings, and attitudes and rights without undue anxiety in a way that doesn't infringe on the rights of others. So I win, you win, I'm able to express what I think and feel without hurting the other person's emotions and without feeling anxious about expressing my feelings. So let us see how we can do that. The assertive communication style model has these 4 aspects of communication. So there is clarity of communication on one end and importance of relationship as another axis. Now let's look at how it works. The aggressive communication style, you've seen people who are very aggressive, but they have the mindset that they are more important than the other person. So when you think that, or anybody thinks that they are more important than the other person, they boldly insist on their own rights and needs. I want this. This has to be like this. You have to do this. So they use a lot of have to, should, and must. And they're usually loud, they are usually trying to push their way through it, and they're ready to fight for it. That, my dear friends, is known as aggressive behavior. The other type of behavior is called manipulative behavior. If you look at it, the clarity of communication is going down, which means there's more ambiguity in what they're saying. They would not be as straightforward as an aggressive person, but they will be like manipulative. Yeah, I understand you, however this is not done. I would love to do it, but whatever. So they will try to manipulate you by making you think that they're on your side, but may not do it. So subtly making sure that my rights and needs prevail. So they will use politics, they will use backdoor politics or whatever way to get what they want, but without being honest about their feelings, their thoughts, because they're probably scared of the other person. So, and they don't even regard the relationship as important. People who are manipulative, for them, the importance of relationship is also low. So, because if they feel relationship is important, they may become passive. For example, passive people where importance of relationship is extremely high, and if you notice, the clarity of communication is also low, which means passive or submissive people, they are not able to express what they need, what they want very clearly and straightforwardly. They hide their feelings, they hide their emotions, and at the same time they give more preference and more priority to others' rights and needs, and they say that, okay, you take whatever you want, I'll compromise, I'm the one who's ready to lose for you. So this is passive behavior. Now let's understand what is assertive behavior. Assertive behavior takes the clarity of communication from aggressive behavior and says, clearly express that we both have equal important rights and needs. Okay, at the same time, if you notice, assertive behavior is also high on the importance of relationship. I personally feel that every time I get into a conflict, I tell myself, I will not lose and I will not let the other person lose. Because if I am getting into the aggressive style, then it's like I win, you lose. Okay, in passive style, it's like opposite. You are more important. You win, I lose. In manipulative style, I want to win without telling you that I want to win. So I might act like a crab and start pulling your leg somehow. but not straightforward. I would not, this would be like crab mentality with politics and with other people. I would, behind your back, I'll talk bad things about you because I'm not happy with you, and I'll try to get what I want through manipulation. But assertiveness is completely different, right opposite of manipulation. In assertive communication, we are very clear about what we want. We're very clear about our rights and needs, and even our feelings. We express our feelings clearly, and we realize that relationship is also very important. So that is the goal of assertive communication, my dear friends. When we become aggressive, manipulative, or passive, we are not communicating assertively. And in conflicts, when you become aggressive, you win, the other person loses, the relationship is lost. When people find out that you were being manipulative with them and you were trying to take advantage of them, again, you lose the relationship. If you stay passive all the time, you're always losing, and the other person keeps winning. One day it will be too much for you to handle, and then you will give up anyway. So the only way you can have sustained, healthy relationships is through assertive communication. Now, I want to share a model of assertive communication which was developed, 50, 60 years ago. And this is a very simple model, 4-step assertiveness model. It starts with an empathy statement. Now, an empathy statement is more about an acknowledgement statement. So you kind of acknowledge the need of the other person. For example, I understand that you need this from me. I understand you have a need. I'm not saying yes or no to the need. I'm just understanding that, or acknowledging, I acknowledge that you have this problem. And then you share your feelings or your belief about it. So you say, however I feel, this may not work, or however I believe that this may not work the way you want it to work. So you're kind of countering it because you genuinely do not believe it. And third thing is, then you don't stop there. You give suggestions and advice. Suggestion or advice depending on whom you're giving it. So you tell them that this is the way we can go forward, where I believe you will also win and I will also win. Remember, I will not lose, I will not let you lose. So you're looking for options of win-win, because the relationship is also important, and we have to make sure that our communication is also very clear and straightforward. The fourth one is, you throw the ball back into their court and say, so what do you say? What are your thoughts about it? Okay, I don't want to lose, and I don't want you to lose. Let me give you an example. I understand, the first step, you need me to take on additional responsibilities due to a recent resource crunch. Okay, fair enough. So my manager comes to me and says, can you also do this project? I know you're already working on 2. And then I personally believe, which means this is where I say, however I believe, this will impact the agreed timelines of the project I'm currently working on. Because I have strict timelines. You told me I have to deliver by this time, by this day. And if you give me more responsibilities, I'm going to juggle, and then I'm going to miss some deadlines. Therefore, I suggest 2 options, okay, that I can think of. Either we prioritize the projects, and I'm already working on 1, 2, and 3 projects. Tell me which we can delay or stop working on, and if this is priority or that is priority. So let us prioritize and put 1 project on hold while I work on this one. This is one option. Or the other is, try to get some additional help from somewhere, from some other department, let's say, or ask somebody else to pitch in, stretch, who is not too involved right now or too busy right now. And then I throw the question back at my manager. What do you recommend? Now what I'm saying is, do you recommend, number 1, I'm giving 3 options. Do you recommend that I miss my deadlines? Second, do you recommend that we prioritize? Do you recommend that we ask for additional help? So whatever my manager says, I'm going to do it, but my manager would be sure that I did discuss this, and we try to find a solution. So excellent model. Try to use it in your own case or scenario when you have to say no to somebody, when you believe the way we're headed is not right. We have to do course correction, but the other person is not ready. So make them realize through 4-step assertiveness model. Some assertive statements that you can use are: I disagree with that, I see it this way, thanks for thinking of me, but I'm going to say no to this. Unfortunately, I can't take on any more tasks at the moment. Please don't walk away from me while we are having a conversation. It is disrespectful. I respect your opinion, but let's agree to disagree. There are times when we agree to disagree, which means we don't see the same thing in the same way. I've increased my sales by 30% and I believe, now remember, I'm using I believe here, just like 4-step assertiveness model. My belief is my belief. It's not a universal truth. It's like my belief. I believe that I deserve a raise. I know you didn't mean it, but I feel offended by your comment. Next time, I'd appreciate if you show up on time if somebody's late. So these are some statements that you can use, which are very assertive. This will give you an idea of how you can be assertive. Some more tips. Again, greet people by their name. Assertive people always greet people by their name. No sir, madam, or anything else. Watch body language. Verbalize your feelings. Say how you feel openly, honestly. Live in the moment. Extremely important. Do not judge or try to complete the other person's sentences. Never interrupt. Practice the art of listening to understand, and so that you are assertive when you talk to them. Try to relate to their needs and understand their challenges. Very important. The first step of 4-step assertiveness model was about this, was about trying to understand their need. So by acknowledging their need. So this brings us, my dear friends, to the end of our Managing Conflicts Assertively content and course. Thank you so much for your time today.